everyone, and welcome to the Football Insider Gaming channel. I am Connor Brumley, and today I am going to take you through a guide of what to expect if you were to take the Sunderland's manager job on the game. So, in this video, we are going to look at Sunderland's squad, their best player. Spoiler alert, it's Granit Xhaka. He's amazing. We're also going to look at their budgets, their expectations, their 5-year plan, and all that good stuff. So, let me know in the comment section below if you are going to manage Sunderland, which players you'd like to target. Also, leave a like and please subscribe to the channel as well if you enjoy Football Manager videos. So let's dive into it. So here we are, appointed as new Sunderland manager, predicted to finish 19th. So yeah, the game has Sunderland as one of the favourites to go down. But here we are, set 1 point, Football Insider. Let's begin. So as you open the game, presented with this screen here, you see our fixtures for Sunderland. So home at West Ham, that's our first Premier League game of the season. But as we go through here, we get welcomed in by the press officer. Then we have the expectations. So this is what you're expected to do at Sunderland. Work within the wage budget that's required. Grow the club's reputation that's preferred. And attempt to avoid relegation from the Premier League. So that means you can be relegated as Sunderland and you are unlikely to face the sack, which is pretty interesting. But let's dive into the recruitment to start with. What sort of budget do you have? And Sunderland have a £7.75 million transfer budget, 25,000 in the wage bill, and they can also scout all around the world with that there. So with 7.75 million, not a massive amount of money, you can maybe bring in a loan player or a free transfer if you move some of that transfer budget into the wage budget. But yeah, not a huge amount to spend at Sunderland, but Sunderland, of course, have spent an absolute fortune this summer in real life. So it's no surprise that their budget on the game is a little bit lower. Let's jump into the Sunderland squad. And in terms of their best player, it is no surprise that Granit Xhaka, is clearly Sunderland's best player. And you probably argue that in real life as well. He is a fantastic player. But look at these mental attributes: leadership 19, that's massive for a team in a relegation scrap. Teamwork 17, vision 17, work rate 16, passing 18, long shot 17, first touch 16, technique 17. And these physical stats, while obviously not the most pacey of players, he still has a lot of good physical stats. So Granit Xhaka is just a phenomenal player to have if you are Sunderland and you are trying your best to survive in the Premier League. And this here just shows that, just a fantastic all-round player and would probably fit into most teams in the Premier League. So Granit Xhaka, of course, is the star man. Omar Alderete is rated as being one of the best centre-backs. And we see here his mental attributes are fantastic. He's got some good technical. His heading's very good. His tackling's very good. Just what you want from a centre-back. And we see here, yes, not the most pacey, but his defensive attributes are very, very good. And he'll be a starting centre-back for Sunderland. Nori Mukwele, who in real life is having an absolutely storming season. He is also a strong-looking player. The game has him playing centre-back or right-back. And you look here, he's just got all-round decent attributes. Speed 14, physical, defending, mental, aerial, all 14. So just an all-round good defender. So Mukwele is going to be a big player. Ronaldo, left-back for Sunderland. And again, he's got good mental stats, good aggression, which we've seen. He's already been sent off this season for Sunderland. Good technical attributes, good physical attributes as well. Ronaldo is a fantastic player to have in the team. And yeah, look at that there. He's a perfect left back. So as you can see so far, Sunderland have got pretty good defensive players. Gertrude, who they signed this past summer on loan from RB Leipzig, is again another solid player. Can play pretty much anywhere in the defensive third as well, which is fantastic if you are Sunderland. And yeah, overall a decent player, not at the levels of a Granit Xhaka or an Omar Alderete, but still a very, very competent player. Simon Adingra, the first attacking player we've seen on here so far. Really good physical attributes in terms of his acceleration and pace. That's exactly what you want from a winger. Good dribbling, decent crossing as well. So you can be pretty happy having him there, firing balls into the box. Yeah, very, very strong winger on the game. So I suspect most people will have him in their start 11. Then we move on to these two in midfield. Noah Siddiqui, who's having a fantastic season for Sunderland, just 20 years of age, 5-star potential ability there as well. Strong player, you know, pretty much solid yellows all around, just an all-round, very solid midfielder. You can see there, pretty much ticking off all categories there. And then Habib Diarra, Sunderland's record signing. He's similar to Noah Siddiqui just in terms of his potential ability. Decent physical attributes, decent mental attributes as well. And he's got some decent technical to go with that. And him and Siddiqui are two players you can probably build this Sunderland team around. Moving on through, Enzo Lefebvre, who's probably Sunderland's most creative player. We look at him here, you know, good first touch, good passing ability, good technique, good vision as well. This is exactly what you want for a team that's going to be struggling. Yes, you know, defensively, he's not going to be the best, although in real life, he is quite a good stern tackler. But on the game, rated as somebody who's going to be possibly best in the number 10 position. Brian Brobby, who they brought in this summer from Ajax. This is a player that, you know, physical, very, very good. Got some very good physical stats, very good mental stats as well. You know, an okay finisher, possibly what, you know, he's not going to score 20 goals in a season, but he certainly will help Sunderland out in that final third. Dan Neil, who was the captain last season, take a look at him. He's currently got a contractual issue, out of contract at the end of this season. Solid enough central midfielder. Probably not going to get a start, though, ahead of Diarra, Siddiqui and Xhaka. We'll take a look at some of the other main players at Sunderland. Dan Ballard, who is currently having a storming season in real life. He's got really good mental attributes, really good heading, as you'd expect for a player like him. You know, solid centre-back, probably a starter in there along with Mukwele and Alderete. Chris Rigg, possibly one of the hottest young prospects in world football right now. Still just 18 years old, played a ton of games for Sunderland. A player that, you know, you probably won't be starting every game, but you can at least look at and go, he's got potential to grow there. Good determination as well. So as a player, he will develop, hopefully, into a star midfielder if you were to give him the game time. Chemsden Talby, a player Sunderland brought him this summer for quite big money. Good physical, you know, decent pace in there. Mental attributes largely in the yellows. His technical attributes are largely in the yellows. So again, he's not as good on the game as Simon Adingra, but he certainly has plenty to offer in the campaign. And we'll look at some of the other players. Trey Hume, who was a Northern Ireland international. The game, I don't think, is necessarily massive on him. He's just a solid-ish fullback. But yeah, he's probably a player that you won't expect to, you know, have long-term in your save if you've got Sunderland competing at the top end of the Premier League. We've got Wilson Isidore, who, of course, has had a strong start this season in real life. And yeah, good physical attributes here, good finishing as well. Him, Brian Brobby, and Eliza Maenda, who we'll look at as well, are going to be really, really top players for Sunderland. They've certainly got plenty of players in that final third. Robin Roofs, Sunderland's current starting goalkeeper. And as you'd expect, he's got good handling. You know, his physical attributes are pretty good as well. I think the game possibly underrating him a little bit compared to what we've seen in real life. But yeah, you know, as a player who sort of has came from nothing, signed as somebody who's played just one season, he has decent stats. Let's look now. I mean, for some reason, Eliza Maenda starts in the under-21s for Sunderland. I don't know why that is. Struggle to find him there, but strong player on the game. Good physical attributes, good pace, good dribbling, of course, as well, as we've seen in real life, and finishing is pretty good as well. So Maenda, maybe not rated as high as you'd expect, but still 20 years old, he'll break through. And in terms of other young prospects, we've got Ahmed Abdullahi, who Sunderland have seen this past summer, has done okay, 21 years old. Don't know if he'll necessarily make it as a Premier League player. We've got Timur Tutorov, who's done really well for Sunderland in their youth team. And yeah, again, you'd need to see progress from him if you were to have him in your team long term. Milan Alexic, who's out on loan. Matthew Young as well, potentially big players. Matthew Young could be a potential starting goalkeeper long term. And Sunderland have a decent amount of young prospects in their team. I'm not going to go through all of them, but yeah, they are decent enough. Let's now look at the club generally, though, and have a little bit of an overview. So if we look at the vision of the club, and this is the 5-year plan. So current season, we've been through this attempt to avoid relegation, and be competitive in both competitions. So look, there's limited expectations for Sunderland in year one. Year two is all about working towards becoming an established Premier League team. But again, it's favoured. So obviously, if you got relegated, it's all about getting promoted back. And it's all just about becoming an established Premier League team at Sunderland. So the expectations at Sunderland are not massive in terms of what the supporters want this season. They want to be competitive against Newcastle, get the better of Middlesbrough when you play them, and attempt to avoid relegation. So again, the supporters aren't necessarily, asking for massive amounts of, achievements. And in terms of the culture at the club, they want to develop players using the club's youth system and play high-tempo pressing football, which is interesting because Sunderland, in real life, this season certainly have been a more defensive and a team that plays in a reasonably low block. So that's interesting. In terms of the finances, Sunderland currently have negative £28 million, which is interesting. But obviously that happens. You don't have the full Premier League money come through yet. Sunderland have spent a lot of money as well. FFP compliant, also compliant if you are to get into Europe. And in terms of the projections of finances, they don't necessarily look massively healthy right now. Yeah, Sunderland losing a lot of money. So you may have to start, in the year or two looking at selling players and, selling to buy as it goes on. In terms of the facilities, excellent corporate, superb training, excellent youth. Academy coaching's good, but youth recruitment is above average. So really needs a little bit of work on these categories here if you want to continue with that objective where they want Sunderland to be, one of the best at developing youth players through their system. And just before we wrap up, just looking at the staff here, there are lots of roles you can recruit. 14 vacant roles in the recruitment, 4 in the medical team, and 7 in the coaching team. So plenty of people you can add into the club's coaching staff. I'm sure you can waste some hours, as I do when I start to save, really working on staff. But there we are. That just about wraps this up. So let me know in the comments what you are going to do when you take over Sunderland and who are the players you're most excited about managing. Let me know in the comment section below, and thanks for watching the video.